So, just a little bit of a rant about how terrible Classic is right now with the state of the game without GDKP. And, you know, some of you guys might instantly go, oh, he likes GDKP, don't listen to him. I've hosted a soft reserve raid for over 2 years now. I've done a lot of different style of raids, and I just want to talk about what you're seeing constantly happening on the fresh servers now that NAXX is out. It is disgustingly bad. Now, this is a little bit of an extreme example as it's a streamer raid. We're going to be watching Grayson today, but I just want to let the clip play for itself with him talking, and we'll just listen to two little clips here and then actually go through this run. And I don't know if I'm going to have the stamina to talk about this NAXX Rammus. It is that just disgustingly bad, but let's get into it.
We gotta be clear on which bosses we are trying before. I double SR'd Lothab because I saw you in the ton of pumpers. I mean, brother, dude. I don't know what else to say besides, like,
Thanks, sir.
Chumlam.
Like, you can't be blaming that on me, bro. Are you serious? We're doing a PUG NAXX Rammus at 3 a.m. and you're SRing shit off Lothab. I feel like you just don't really get what's going on to begin with. I mean, you could ask. You could ask what we're going to try to do. I feel like it was very apparent the two bosses we were going to try to do.
So yeah, that's basically the first clip. Just to be clear, his title of his stream is Continued 2 out of 15 full clear, no wipes. I lost count at this point. We're like 3.5 hours into a stream. I couldn't tell you the wipe number, but let's just go back now and watch that first day and watch this clip.
All right.
Carrot on a stick.
John,
Unironically wearing skull.
you get 1 SR for the gear.
So he's like, you're in greens, can't have that much. And he's like, it's funny how he's not even responding in game. He's responding in this guy's Twitch chat. And he's like, I pass. So this guy goes ahead and leaves the raid. He's got one boon, or one buff, I should say, within his boon. And yeah, I guess he can go and find a different raid. So
Curse the raid.
he goes
Who
ahead and
does
leaves.
that, man? How am I thinking? Dude,
Well, let's just watch this pull happen. So this is funny that while he's dealing with someone that's in terrible
Curse
gear.
the raid.
Guys,
Curse
why
the
would we
loot.
just pull this?
Curse the main
What the
tank.
fuck? Dude, I hate you guys, bro. Who just does that, dude? Who does that, brother? Who does that, man?
So they both AoE
How
shot
am I
at the same
thinking-
time. Ice blocks are going out.
Jesus, bro. Guys, people have expensive consumes popped. Do not ever do that fucking shit. Holy shit.
So yeah, if you
Don't-
didn't know, first of all, I guess it's just a little bit tough for me as I didn't do as good as I wanted to talking about educational content in NAXX. But it's kind of just like these people are never going to see that, right? They're just going to keep going to these raids that are absolute trash and experiencing disaster. And that's the problem with the PUG culture on fresh servers with NAXX is there's just nothing good. You either are in these good raids filled with good people, or you are in these absolutely disgustingly awful raids where you are miserable. And the good people don't want to go to those raids, right? So you just get a continuing just downhill cycle of absolute trash. And that's what we're going to be seeing here. So let's just talk more about that. And I'm just going to try and skip through a little bit. But just to mention here, like some guy was just a little bit too far forward. The patrol came by and pulled 2 packs. throughout this experience of Naxxramas, it becomes painfully obvious how inept, unaware this streamer is about what's happening in Naxxramas. And I guess that's part of it too, right? Is props for leading it, but you need someone that knows what's going on if you're going into NAXX, or you're going to have an experience like this pretty consistently. Some groups, you'll have like 10, 15 people that could potentially carry pretty hard. But in a raid like this, where it's a streamer raid, you are just having 40 people that are, or 39 people that are watching the streamer, and it is rough. So he's wondering about AoE lip taunts already. They have no marks on these trash. They're just attacking stuff. He is so clueless. It's shocking. And I guess to be fair to him, he's getting his Echoes of War quest done right now. So they don't know what's going on. This is their first time in NAXX. But Grayson, he's like, oh, I've done NAXX hundreds of times, bro. I guess it's a little different than Wrath. And it's like, yes, it is, sweet child. Welcome to the hell. So then he changed it to Master Loot, got Master Loot set now, great. But they just don't know what they're doing. And I don't want to waste your guys' time watching this. If you know what's going on, because it's just painful, right? There's going to be deaths on every single pack. They don't turn the spinners around. They don't decurse. They don't kill Skull quick enough. So they often will get charged by the poisons, where the shamans don't use their poison cleanse totem. It's just so bad. And some of these guys, they just kind of think that's the raid, right? Because they don't know any better. And you're just going to have that cycle of the bottom of the barrel pulling other people down to the bottom of the barrel, and just trash. So here he is putting kind of a phallic example of the boss fight. And it is kind of shocking that they were able to kill any bosses in this raid. So props to them. And I guess that is the magic of a main tank. He gets hit by 6 stacks and dies though. So props to the second tank here. The only reason they kill this first boss successfully because Grayson doesn't do this fight right. I guess I should have said he needed to speed pot at the start. He didn't. He gets 6 stacks and he's like, oh, now do I speed pot? And he's just clueless. I guess maybe he uses a defensive there. He tries to use a health pot. But yeah, I mean, in most groups, that's a wipe. The key is that the Locust Swarm had faded, so only a couple people got hit by that last dot, so not a ton of people died. Fortunately, Shamans got healed and stuff, and Bilberto totally saved that. One person, in a lot of ways, just saved that fight. As well as it was just kind of lucky, fortunately. Grayson did manage to get 6 stacks before he died, which is kind of high compared to some. So good hots, and it looks like he has a nature pot pre-popped, so that was part of it as well. Couple good things in his favor there, but just clueless, right? Doesn't understand the fight. So hooray, they kill one boss. It's only been like 20 minutes of the raid. Great. But as we move forward here, let's just continue to watch the hell that happens. They wait for the skitters. Great. They deal with the skitters. They actually mark 2 mobs, so that's great. They just don't have many tanks. There's like 8 warriors in this run. 8 warriors, I think, is what I counted. You really need 6 tanks for NAXX. So if you don't have 1 warrior on each of these assignments, you're just going to have rough times over and over and over. And this is what I was talking about. They don't stack well at all. They're all stacked together on these stalkers. They all get hit by double poisons. Some shamans are putting out their poison cleanse totems while you see other shamans instantly die. So yeah, rough. And that's going to be the real rub in Naxxramas, is when you have deaths like this over and over, it's just a rough time. Let's listen to this.
Crash out raid day for first NAXX. His finals happening right now.
So he pulls 1 single pack back, but he
Holy
gets...
shit, bro. Wait, dude. We'd probably have like 10k here right now. Without worlds, dude. Guys, kill these. Kill these. Stack, stack, stack.
So he does call to stack. Too late, though. It's a wipe.
Bruh.
He has no clue. He's like,
The fuck?
So, Grayson, what went wrong here? You thought you were pulling one pack. You actually pulled three. There is a green spider patrol that goes through this area. So when you dragged this one pack all the way back here, that green spider patrol to the right side pulled. And when that green spider patrol to the right side pulled, it also pulled an extra pack of skitters. So just need to be more aware as a raid leader of what's going on in front of you. Doesn't always seem that easy, does it? So rip. They use onks and they get back up. So they're back at it. And just mentioning like the soft reserve side of things, if you were to reserve off of later bosses in this run, you would be miserable, right? You would probably give up pretty quick. The problem is that these guys are locked in, right? They managed to kill that first boss pretty easily. In most demon runs, as this is described, the only word to describe this is pure demonic. People will leave pretty quickly. They'll see one or two wipes and they're like, it's not worth my time. Again, that's part of it being a streamer raid. These guys have nothing better to do but watch the raid, so might as well be part of it rather than just watch it, right? Maybe you can influence and make it better. But they're like thinking the AoE pulls were a big factor of this, the AoE shouts. They don't have the damage to kill all those ads the way that they were all trickling in. And the way that you pull these green spiders from a super far distance ensures that you're often going to deal with charges. They killed one of the green spiders when they wiped, so they only have one green spider this time to deal with. If there was two, they definitely would have gotten charged and probably would have had more deaths there. So this pack that they're pulling right now, it despawns after the boss dies. Oh, no, I'm wrong. That one they have to go. The one after that. This pack. They don't need to kill this. This pack will die after Faerlina dies. I guess some groups, they'll use this kind of weird side area to pull Faerlina trash super far back. Let's see, is that what they're doing? Nope, they're just killing extra packs they don't need to. And that's a real trend that you're going to see in demonic runs is they pull extra things that you don't need to pull, and they won't pull things that you really, really want to pull. Lots of times demonic runs are going to try and skip things, and attempting to skip with this level of IQ is 95% disaster. But they're handling the Faerlina trash pretty well. Pulling it far like this allows them to hit just a couple mobs before the other mobs arrive. So that's great. They're kicking. They do have a lot of rogues, so that is one benefit of this comp. One downside of this comp is notice how many mages they have. Normally you'd be like, oh, it's good to have not many mages, right? Well, in NAXX Lite, which is all this really could hope to be as a demonic run, you want to have at least 5 mages for decurses. I only see 4 decurses in this raid right now. Let's just kind of give a little bit of a forewarning of what's to come, right? So they managed to kill all the Faerlina trash. They pre-pop fire pots. That's the other thing to mention in demonic runs is how many times you're dying, you run out of consumes really quickly. I think they make the call to unboon here. When did he lose his buffs? On the first boss? He didn't. So confused. Did he pop his buff? Yeah, okay. So he lost his buffs on the first boss. Got it. So then after this boss dies, that's right. They made the call to unboon, to boon back up after the boss. And then they pop their buffs again at the next boss. So they're all popping their buffs here. A lot of downtime. Again, that's a big part. They're already using a repair bot. One boss has been killed and they're already needing a repair bot. Pure demonic. Ready checks over and over. Grayson almost dies in the opener, but they get success. They have a couple deaths, but they do it. They get a splinter. Exciting. So now they're going to move forward. More trash. they actually start marking more of the targets. Gary has a target. Bilberto has a target. They managed to kill Skitters without having a bunch of deaths. So things are looking up. They have world buffs out right now. Raid call is made. Lock in. Not sure what Gary Meidel is saying locked into. Lots of people talking in raid chat. I feel like Gary is better at talking in raid chat than he is pressing his actual buttons. Let me just say. If you can type full sentences, it's shocking to me that you can't press heroic strike. But we'll look into that later. So I guess Gary is a friend of the stream. He's getting traded some stuff. And everyone's a friend of the stream. I know that Grayson said that for a fact. Like, Gary's been around since SOD. I didn't give my disclaimer as far as I'm pretty clueless on Grayson in general. I've not watched much of his content. I'm not trying to hate on him because I've been a long time watcher waiting for this opportunity or something like that. I just have to point out when I see really, really bad NAXX raids and talk about it, right? So disclaimer, not trying to be really mean or anything. They're smart here. I think this is a really good move, how they're clearing all this trash methodically. This is a common area in NAXX Lite that you're going to see disaster because people try and skip and go down the side and stuff like that. And I always recommend that you kill all this trash as you're making your way. So they actually dealt with the poison cleanse there. Shout out to the shamans. They're making good progress. They get to Maexxna. So 50 minutes left on the flask. They've been in Spiderwing for an hour now. 2 bosses. And now this is the classic. So this is the Horde special here. Suddenly they're hit by poisons.
The fuck? Guys, anyone got a lip AoE taunt? What
No
the
one
fuck?
uses poison cleanse. He's
Guys,
like a
guys,
lip taunt.
Bro,
What
did
would a
someone
lip taunt
just
do
not
there?
have a totem ready?
Tanks tank. Healers heal. And deep.
Neon do that? Bro, it's crazy. Neon would actually be going so ballistic if someone did that. I don't know if it was Neon or not. Alright. Rip world bus? I mean, it's fine, boys. It's fine, guys. No point being pissed about it. It happened. Fuck it. Alright.
Totems were inside.
It's just...
So yeah, what happened there is the shaman was asleep at the wheel, forgot how to play their class. They left their totems outside the room. There is one single patrol that can go by there. They're kind of fortunate it didn't happen during the boss, but at the same time, as you're going to see, it doesn't really matter. So they get everyone rezzed. He makes all the callouts over raid warning, which kind of fascinates me, right? Like, it's a streamer raid. Maybe 75% of people are watching the stream, but they're not in Discord, right? Because they're just watching the streamer. So just kind of a different level of coordination. So Bilberto opens up. He Death Wishes at the start, which I think is smart. If you're going to Death Wish, you want to use it in the first couple seconds here. As the main tank, it makes sense to. So you get that threat lead. When you Death Wish at the start, it means it's no longer going to be active when the web spray happens in like 20 seconds here. So there's the incoming web spray. They don't do a great job of dealing with these spiderlings, I should say. They kill most of them, but now they're getting hit by the stun. Spiderlings were not finished off, so they're just going to be chipping away at people while they're stunned. So notice the shaman. And Bilberto dies. So Bilberto going into... Let's look at his health going into the stun. Is he 100%? Nope. Got hit really low all of a sudden. Got like 0 hots on him. And he's dead. When you lose your main tank in a progression fight like this, you're screwed. You got 0 chance. Grayson, shout out to him. He did do a good job here, quickly picking up the boss and flipping it around. So when I say they're screwed, it was almost a recovery. Shocking to me that Gary was able to pull threat there. I'm assuming he had buffs. And now going into this next phase here, Grayson does not have a stone shield popped. As a tank on this fight, you definitely want to have that. Kind of hard for me to see with his UI. If I don't think he has life giving on. He wasn't expecting a tank. He doesn't have shield wall available. Last stand was available, so he could have used that before, but at that point it's 100% over. In a comp like this, you have to have things go correctly. Things did not go correctly. So they just didn't get the tank to full health, didn't clear the ads properly. That's the two main points to make. And now without buffs, it's going to get considerably harder. He is watching this Maexxna guide at the same time. Like, is that even a thing? I can't believe that this is real. That they're telling people in the Maexxna guide to wear the trinket that removes the stun. Like, so bad. So now, I mean, that's the end of the run. We can watch for a while longer as they continue to fail on Maexxna. So this time they do manage to get to the enrage phase, last 30%. But I think they time it incredibly poor here. He doesn't have any percentage that he's able to see when 30% is. So they hit the enrage like 8 seconds before web spray. This is just really, really bad. He doesn't shield wall. You don't shield wall here, you're screwed when enrage is active. Just 100% screwed. So I think he must have used it on a previous one because you see it's on cooldown here. So he does manage to shield wall the previous enrage. But he needed to use additional cooldowns here. This is when you use your last stand. This is when you use your life giving. I don't understand being the main tank of this fight, a fight where you know that you have to use defensives and not having life giving on. That's just very strange to me. Maybe it's not in the Maexxna guide on Wowhead. I don't know. But yeah, the timing, just not understanding this fight in the slightest. They do manage to zug it down considerably. If he had just survived that enrage, they probably would have gotten this kill right there. Let's just...
You're gonna hate me for saying this, but you need the health for the stun, and world buffs would be a big W on that. When the fuck would world buffs not be good? When would world buffs not be good? Like, tell...
Well, honestly, Grayson, in that circumstance, world buffs would not be good. You guys don't understand your damage level. So even with world buffs, you'd probably hit it into enrage, and it wouldn't have mattered, right? Like, with world buffs or without world buffs, when you go into an enraged Maexxna without any defensives active, you're gonna die. Just gonna make that very clear to you, buddy. You don't know what's going on.
After every wipe and run in and fucking send it again. Holy fuck.
So yeah, a little bit of a crash out at this point. They're just doing it again. So let's watch this time. Why doesn't he have life giving on?
What is this?
Like,
am I in like some weird ass spot? What is that? Okay, spiderlings. Yo, thunderclap, thunderclap. Someone thunderclap for me. And demo shot again. Demo shot again. I have a shield on. I have a shield on. I have the fucking poison on me, bro. Are you serious?
so this to me is so classic, right? As a warrior player, he could press demo shout. He could press thunderclap. Like, look at his threat. He's not doing damage, right? Like, you should be doing utility spells right now, Grayson, instead of calling out useless things. You press thunderclap, you press demo shout, and all you need to be calling out going into this web spray is the hots, right? Call out, I need an abolish poison, priest renew, priest shield. The timing of that priest shield was absolutely awful. Priest could not put a shield on you going into that enrage, or going into the stun right there. So yeah, he's gonna go and blame the druid for not doing the spell or whatever, but he's calling out completely useless things. The only thing he needs to call out, like, I don't know. But he's got his D-Flask going, hooray.
Keep going.
So now Gilberto. Man, I hate his text-to-speak. That's why I... Whatever it's called. Text thing. This is definitely partly for the memes, right? Like, people like Grayson because his content's fun. And it's fun to talk about bad things, right? I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing this right now. You know it's a demonic run, but don't blame your shaman for the poison cleanse. It's totally on the druids. Shamans can't do it reliably. The only person that should be cleansing going into the web wrap should always be the druid, 100% of the time. So they go back again.
Hey, pre-pop a nature pot.
Again, each time that they're doing this, they call to pop a nature pot. So many consumables wasted. And in a demonic run like this, you just bleed consumables. You bleed gold. And on Fresh, where there's no GDKP to fuel that engine, how do people get this? I don't think a lot of these guys are farming for their consumables. Let's be real here, right? It's just a worse version of the game when you take these GDKPs out and these guys have nothing, right? It's just rough. So they end up rolling out the Faerlina loot because it's almost been like 2 hours at this point that these guys have been able to kill 2 bosses. See that flask is down to 14 minutes here. They're contemplating life. I think they're going to make one more attempt. They make the ready check. As someone who somehow died. I don't know how that person died, but anyways, let's see. They go in again.
Yo, who is pressing improved exposed, bro?
Though it's true, TDS has slightly declined in quality over time.
Okay, so I hate the text.
Fucking ass. Or doesn't he?
So no abolish, right? Oh, we did it perfect. Perfect abolish from the druid that time. That's what you want to see every time. What do you know? He survived. Miracles. Okay, so
Bro.
someone just did a little bit of a troll there using the engineering trinket that shrinks. Really isn't super helpful. It's just kind of a grief, honestly, to ever use that in NAXX, and people love to use it in NAXX. So this time again, good abolish. I don't feel like that he was full health though. And the priest shield, look at the priest shield. The timing on it was awful. 8 seconds left on the web spray. It's perfectly timed so that you are never able to have a priest shield on as this fight is going. Didn't get the renew from any of the priests, and you're screwed. So this time, about to hit enrage, but he shield walls before the enrage. Gilberto consistently is using cooldowns incorrectly, same as Grayson here. You want to use your biggest stuff when it's stunned, when you are stunned and it's enraged. That's all that matters. So yeah, they wipe again. Get it to 20%. This boss is a straight up wall. So let's see them try it again. They're just hitting their head against the wall on Maexxna. Surely this time it goes differently. Surely, again, you just have to keep doing it, right? It's just crazy to me. Like, and each time he's using consumables.
About it. Alright, burn this bitch.
So let's see this next stun. How do they handle it? Every time the pre-shield is just absolutely cucking these guys. Really, really bad pre-shields. They survived the first one. They survived the second one. But again, he uses his shield wall here for no reason. It's so painful to watch this. He doesn't have life giving on. Like, Do you understand your class? So stop DPS, they make the call, and he dies this time. He uses last stand, but he gets hit down to half like right before. Again, the pre-shield is so grief. Every time this pre-shield. Rip. So now it's enraged, and they get it down to 15%. They just can't do it. If you lose your tank because the tank doesn't know this fight, it's very, very challenging. So they do it again. Let's watch this fight for the millionth time now. So this time he puts on his life-giving. He's finally learning. Are they going to be able to do it now? Pops his diamond flask, so he has a lot of extra healing for this first minute here. That can be kind of helpful for this first web spray, ideally. Get 1 or 2 ticks of extra healing from the diamond flask. It's a lot of attack power steroids, so I get why you would use your diamond flask. That makes sense. Looks like both trinkets are good now. Using stone shield every time. Has extra health. Used a second titans at this point. They have used as many titans as they've killed bosses. Just to put that in perspective there. So this time the pre-shield was a little bit better. It was like 1 second before. So everything is lining up for this to be the best experience ever for these guys. But he doesn't have shield wall. They already tried to use it on the last attempt, right? All right, so this next one, this is going to be the challenge. How are they going to handle this? This guy's getting walloped. We haven't looked at this guy's gear. Obviously, they haven't done much in NAXX Rammus, so or any, so it doesn't have any NAXX gear. You want to have as much mitigation as possible for this boss. It's a pure mitigation fight. So it's just this crazy thing to me of like, what? Is he going to survive? He got lucky. This time they got a lot of misses. This is looking the best yet. Doing good. He has his percentages now, so he's able to see when to stop. They say 33. They're just killing the little ads. All they care about is these little skitters. They're learning. Progression, baby. It's wonderful. Pops both life-giving and last stand. Like, dude, how are you going to survive the enrage now? Great. You made it to enrage. New experience for you. But not really. Like, the healers, unfortunately, just let him die here. Let's listen to the...
Dispel me. Dispel me. Dispel me. Dude! Fuck in hell, bruh. Okay, keep billboard.
Bruh. So, yeah. When you lose your main tank in the enrage phase, you're kind of screwed. Trying to have a tank take over, but everyone's just chain dying. Suddenly, it is not looking very good. 20% again. And here comes the stun. If you get a second stun when it's enraged like this and there's no tank, there's 0 chance you're going to kill it, right? So, rip. So, that's that. They give up on Maexxna, I believe. Let's see what else they're able to do. So, they go to Plague Wing. This trash is not super exciting, so we'll try and get through this quickly here. And they're just dying to this trash.
Boys are slow. Think you need some food and a sleep, homie? I'm completely fine, bro. I am not in a bad mood in the slightest. Just because someone says something I don't like and I reply to it doesn't mean I'm in a bad mood.
So I believe this slime in the back here, no one's tanking it. And it's just owning people. A warlock just face tanked it. So that did not go very well. These slimes hit really, really hard. You're not able to taunt these slimes. You have to just generate threat on them, which is a challenge for some people. Rip Gary. How does he die here? I mean, he just gets owned. Like, was he not wearing gear? Maybe it was line of sight slightly. Rip. So let's watch this experience here. They're able to kill one gargoyle. They have 5 stacks. They see the patrol. They're trying to run away. They don't understand this patrol. It ends right here, so if they had just waited for the patrol to come back, they would have been fine. But this is a wipe. I don't know how this is going to be a success. They're getting absolutely owned here. And they wipe. 2, 3 gargoyles. You just have to wait for that patrol. Brutal. So we'll move forward here. They wait for the patrol now. Hooray. They kill the patrol. And I've talked before about, like, these gargoyles are a barometer, or whatever you want to say, temperature gauge for how strong your raid is. I always say that you can kill NAXX if you get 6 stacks off of these. They're getting 7 or 8. This is just incredibly bad. Like I said, pure demonic. They can't kill gargoyle packs. Oh, they did that one. So that time they only got 6. Great. They were focused. So I just love all the raid warning callouts. They called it pre-pop a shadow pot. You only going to do that if you expect to get hit by a curse, which is the reality, right? They only have 4 decursors in this raid. Why would you ever make a demonic raid with 4 decursors? That is just not understanding the assignment. So let's see how many curses end up going off. They only have like 2 that went off, 1. So I will say big shout out to these 4 guys. They actually handled that really well, all things considered.
Someone did not get a decurse.
Someone did not get a decurse, that's correct.
Okay, just need decurses.
So they managed to keep the 4 decursors alive, which was, again, impressive. So looking pretty good. Let's get ready for the next round. Did they manage the second round of decurses? Here comes the next curse. Okay, yeah. So after a little bit, the boss teleports, but you have 2 rounds of curses to get through until the teleport. They might have a second phase, right? Like they only got to 60% before the teleport's going to happen pretty soon here. But here comes the second round of curses soon, and that's going to be the death sentence. Again, they get pretty close. They do a good job with decursing. 1 or 2 of them left. 1 left. They got them all. So I will actually say, like, I'm being a little bit too negative on these guys. Lucifer, Oxos, past the something, and Quat. These guys did a really good job having only 4 people. But the problem is now one of their decursors dies, and they're not able to B-res him because it's the druid. So I'm not sure who had a soulstone on him, but you definitely wanted that druid to have a soulstone. That was the death sentence right there. They only have 3 decursors now. This fight is not possible with 3 decurses. So yeah, they just can't do it. 0 chance. So they give up. 3 hours of raiding for 2 bosses. I think that's a new record fail for me. I've never seen something this terrible. But now we get to watch the second night. So let's go to that. And we'll watch the end of the second. No, we already watched this. Yeah. So let's go back to the beginning and get into this run here. So this is the cleanup raid. Wow, that's a terrible sounding. Sorry. I really, really pity poor Grayson, but I guess he's getting paid for all the crazy text to speech. So good for him. Anyways, they make their way to Maexxna. Are they going to be able to kill it? That's going to be the question. Again, they don't understand this trash. They don't mark these assignments consistently. It's just so crazy to me. Each mob in NAXX, besides skitters, basically always you want to have a tank assigned to each. They never disarm these ghouls. These ghouls are always just hitting like crazy. They do get a good stun there, so shout out to the rogue that kidneyed that one. But it's just so incredibly rough. But I will give them credit again. They properly clear all this trash leading up. So Harbringer of Doom is being rolled out, I think, or was it already rolled out?
Because, like, main greater than off-spec type shit, it's like, I'm not gonna let a fucking warrior roll on a fucking bow that a hunter needs. Like, I would never let that happen.
Okay, so just talking about this real quick. A hunter won the role on Harbringer. And my understanding is that Harbringer is actually a really good item for hunter. Granted, it is a stat stick, but this is a problem with pugs, right? Is if I was a pug in this run, I would be kind of upset that I didn't win this item when I was the top role. And I understand that you're saying main spec over off spec, but like this is Hunter Bis. This, you want this, right? And then you could be like, oh, well, why didn't you reserve it? Just wait to see what he reserved. But I think this is a little bit unfair to this hunter here. This is a case of you need to make things clear beforehand if like how much you are main spec over off spec. There needs to be a set of rules when it comes to the loot distribution, and that's kind of the tough part of running these pugs is, you know, Grayson doesn't want to do that. He just wants to stream and kill bosses. So he decides it gets to go to the second highest role. And I will say that there is that level of fairness. It's not like he's personally profiting off of it or something like that. He's trying to make what he thinks is the correct decision. But in this case, I would have given this to the hunter. This should have gone to the hunter. Especially on Fresh, where all these guys technically should have rank 14 anyways, right? Like, if you want your weapons, just rank. Rank 14 is just as good as that. Whereas for Hunter, the rank 14 weapons aren't as good. You want that stat stick that comes from Harbringer. Anyways, they kill all this trash. They move forward. Hooray. Not wiping like crazy to get to a boss. Wonderful. They do have experience with this trash, that's for sure, though. Did it the night before. And they managed to deal with the green spiders much better this time. They kill both the trash packs. They're not going to get stuck by a terrible totem later on. And they get everyone up. They have a new set of world buffs compared to the night before. World buffs are very powerful. Again, I just love all the raid warnings that go out in this run. So shout out to him for using his life giving on this bull. He's learning. Deathwish on the opener. Good start here. Let's see how the first stun is handled. So they do considerably more damage now that they have their world buffs out. This makes it much easier for them to have less phases to worry about. So he doesn't pop anything at the start here. He did get a good abolish. Again, I believe, how bad was the pre-shield? Let's just look back. Relatively good pre-shield within 1 second. This is a good pre-shield. That's a really good pre-shield. Perfect. Perfect pre-shield. I think he was mad earlier at IEA being used too, which is so crazy to me. That's such a noob thing that some people are always upset about his tanks. I can't press Thunder for threat. Yikes, buddy. Yikes. So do they make the call here? Stop DPS. Yes. So they're getting it to that 35%. even with both buffs out. So this is what I was saying before is the worry, is that when you have buffs out, you're almost too powerful. So now here he uses his life giving. This is much better. He is a reformed player. So I will give him that credit. He is learning from his mistakes from the day before. I wouldn't have probably shield walled here though. I guess they think they have the damage to kill it in time, so why not? I guess this technically ensures the kill if you're able to stay alive for that period of time. So good shield wall that time, makes sense. And they got the Kiss of the Spider, the best item that these guys are going to be able to see as a raid group, because there's no way in hell these guys are getting a Saf, right? That's the best trinket you're ever going to get as a melee player. Lots of people reserving it though. So this guy, his guild is called Crash Out. There's maybe like 20 people from the guild in here, 15 people, something like that, couple pugs. So they go to Plague Wing now. We've seen this story play out before. They did boon their buffs. A little bit scared of how this trash can be after the night before. Again, they get 8 stacks off of 2 gargoyles. That is just so... Oh, 6. 6, sorry. Maybe like, yeah, 6. Incredibly bad. So they have 5 decurses this time, 2 mages, 3 druids. Not much better than the day before. I guess 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 druids. Sheesh. So God bless the druids, right? Two ferals though. So 2 restos, 2 mages. So really only 4 assigned curses. We'll see how this plays out. Waiting for that first decurse. I didn't even see it. They do a terrible job dealing with the threat drops. Yeah, so first curse. We just have to watch this. I want to see if the ferals are getting out of their forms. So shout out to Branch. And I guess they have 3 restos, right? So total 6, and they quickly take care of the decurses. Wonderful. But these warlocks here, they just don't understand the assignment. You want to have one of your off tanks ready to rip threat, use Death Wish on the second part of this fight. Warclock is just going ham here. These warlocks just keep casting. Like, you see their threat going up. They're just critting over and over. And that's crazy to me how they don't realize what's happening in front of them. They don't lip, they don't anything, they just die. But they kill the boss. Hooray. So they've killed 1 boss this run. We are now at 4 bosses killed actually. 4 bosses over 4 hours. 1 hour per boss is suddenly looking a lot better than it once was. So we'll continue forward here. This area is really dangerous on Horde side, just having to deal with totems. We saw how they had a near wipe at Maexxna because of a totem. This area is so much more dangerous if any shaman were to leave their totem out. So they all get in the corner, they kill ads over and over and over and over. You see all these totems that are down in that corner. It's very scary. So let's just watch this fight here. Kind of scary opener spot, but there he's good. So they do it. Grayson almost dies. They get the cleanse. It's all about removing the disease on these guys as the tank. A little bit sus positioning here, but he's okay. And again, I don't know his history on vanilla doing this. He said he's done the dance plenty of times in Wrath. This boss doesn't move very well. It's definitely challenging. Let's listen to the comms now.
Yo, we got ads, bro? No way do we have ads, bro.
Yeah, I don't really understand where these ads are constantly coming from. Obviously, there's a totem that's out, right? So these guys are dealing with ads during the fight. That's not good.
Oh, the fire, brother. That fire just gonna rail your ass. Melee, move, melee. Are you guys crazy? Yo, we got ads, bro? No way do we have ads, bro. Can tanks go pick that shit? Dude, I'm stupid as fuck. Bro.
So he didn't move. He's just watching what's going on around him and doesn't move in time. But mainly he got kind of owned too, right? You want to have a stone shield popped on this fight if you're a tank. He's at half health and just isn't getting healed because of all the ads. So, kind of was just dead from Heigan there. Slightly an issue with positioning.
No way do we have ads, bro. Can tanks go pick that shit? Dude, I'm stupid as fuck. Bro.
But now everyone's clueless.
God damn it.
They do a good job moving.
Okay, nice.
It's being held together right
7
now.
my world buffs, but I think we're good. When he ports up here, everyone down, okay? When he ports, everyone down. Okay, come down, guys. Come down. Come down, brother. Oh, damn. He starts in the middle. Just stay on circle. Stay on circle. Oh, my God, brother. Oh, my God, brother. Honestly, I don't know what's going on at this part, but...
Yeah, he has no clue. So what happened here is the hunter pulled threat, right? You need to have someone high on threat. So after the tank died, the Feral is trying to tank, or new player, Noob is trying to tank. And then, like, he dies. Hunter has highest threat. Hunter doesn't feign death. So the boss runs at the raid here. And Grayson thinks, oh, the boss is starting to dance. He's running to the center. No, he would teleport to the center. You are not looking at your DBM. There's still 2 more teleport places that you have to walk to here. He's typing in raid chat. Everyone run down. Completely clueless. He thinks that it's doing the dance during this part. And no. No. So yeah, they move forward. They do manage to kill Heigan, maybe? Or not? Maybe I spoke too soon. Oh, they wipe again. We'll watch this time.
Go.
No stone shield popped again.
I got hit there like a little noob.
Or listen, Gary.
So gets cleansed, moves to the next one.
Let us know.
I hate the text to speech. Screw you guys. So 15 seconds. Goes to the next one. And I'm assuming he's going to make the noob mistake here. So you don't want to go to 3 here. Yep, he's going to move 1 farther. Yep, I can already tell. You want to go back to the start on this one. He baited all these melee.
Back to 1. Back here. Holy fuck. No way. I'm so stupid, bruh.
Yeah, bruh. Very questionable IQ power right there. They dance somewhat, but they don't have a tank able to tank this anymore, and they wipe. This is a fight that you could do with like 10 people alive if you have 10 people that know what they're doing, but that is questionable in this raid. This is pure demonic. Popcorn repair, so they're popping the repair bot after they've killed 1 set of bosses. Let's watch the dance again here. The tank just keeps dying, like he's not using stone shield.
How is Popcorn dead?
He's not getting cleansed either. He didn't get cleansed fast enough there. So yeah, dies. They always B-res Grayson for some reason. Even though B-resing your main tank on a fight like this is pretty much useless. So you lose another person. Now here they teleport again. So same thing basically happened here. They moved to the next one when they needed to go to number 1. They keep getting baited by that third spot. So beam, like 10 of them. This is looking pretty good though. Look at them all dance. This is the best they've had. They're dancing. Impressive. This is a raid that can kill Heigan. If you can dance like this, you can kill Heigan. Where does it go wrong?
Nice.
Dance. Dance.
Now, I don't know who's gonna have threat, okay?
Why doesn't
Your
he know who
haircut
has
is
threat?
so
Range,
bad,
you'll
it's
go
not
back
even
to the
funny.
platform, by the way.
Why can't you tell
You
who
can
has
nature
threat?
pause again as well.
a haircut.
I think, guys, if,
Get a haircut now.
move
Okay,
back
so
to the
Yogi
beginning.
has it. Yogi's trying to run to the spot number 1. He makes it. Now they got to get to spot number 2. But he's mana burning these guys. He's too close to the platform. I think all these shamans are like completely now. Makes it to the next one. Makes it to the next one. And now here Yogi dies, I think. Just probably doesn't get cleansed. Oh, he got hit by the thing. And then here he got poisoned, or the disease, and basically 100 to 0. So he didn't have a stone shield popped either. I can tell you that for a fact. But yeah, wasn't full health, had the disease on him, and then gets one shot. So they're trying again. They've killed 2 bosses in a little bit less than an hour now. Little break. Big problem with NAXX lights is the break, the downtime. The more of these intervals that you have where nothing's happening, the more stoned, the more drunk, the more distracted everyone gets, and it just continues to go downhill. I'm a big believer on, if you're taking multiple breaks, you probably should just stop the raid. So this beast just absolutely owned them. It's shocking that no one's dying right now. They do a good job. A very good AoE shout from Bilberto, it looks like. Followed up by Boreal there. So good job from those warriors holding it together. That could have been really, really tragic. You always want to kill that beast really quick. It is interesting here to note how many people have flask popped, right? This is what you're going to see. There are not many consumables being used here. Basically, no one's using Mongoose anymore. Just a couple agility potions. That's really about it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks using flasks and 3 casters. 1 healer, 2 healers using flasks. Very, very rough. But they keep fighting, so props to them. They get really far this time. They get Heigan down to like 40%. That's really good. They're doing a good job of not having a ton of people die in the tunnel, so I'll definitely give them credit for that. They manage the dance. They move one more time. Okay, now Grayson is picking up the boss. Trying not to mana burn everyone, bringing it to the first spot. Love them all talking in say chat. They're at 2, 3, 4, and boss is dead. So shout out to these guys for being able to kill Heigan after some extra attempts. I will give them a lot of credit for sticking through that. Props. And they get some more splinters. Hooray. So the question from here is like, what do we do? There's no chance that these guys can do Lotheb, right? There's no chance they can probably kill Patchwork now that they've lost their buffs. Only thing left is Death Nightwing. But Death Nightwing isn't super easy. Now they're starting to ask which priest can MC on Raz. If you're asking 2 hours into the raid of a multi-wipe raid, hey, does anyone know how to do Raz? The answer is probably no, right? Like, let's be real here. So this is telling to, let's just listen here for a sec. They're going to roll out that Kiss the Spider in a second here.
Do peeps not have an hour?
So I think the deal was, guys, we're going to stay here for 2 hours. We're going to use one flask this time. We're not going to spend hours and hours and hours bashing our head. Let's just finish out the flask.
Was motherfucking...
So let's just move forward a little bit here. They do manage to kill this side pack without disaster. So that's great.
I don't blame peeps that have been in this group since the very beginning, though. Because or been on since, like, fucking midnight, you know? Because it does take us a while to form.
It takes a while to form, right? This is not something that is quickly filling. People are not begging to get into this run, right? You want to go to raids where you kill bosses. So they kill this side pack, and then let's see how it's handled here.
I don't know, though.
Oh,
The shade's kind of retarded. For sure. Do we kill this guy first? I feel like these casters probably fuck, right? I don't know, though. The shade fucks, though, huh? I'm gonna guess we kill the shade first.
he
Let's
guessed
kill the
wrong.
fucking shade.
He guessed very wrong.
Move these away, though. They AoE.
So they do manage to kill the shade.
Well, goddamn, damn, brother.
Grayson, the type of guy cannot take the bus driver.
Unfortunately, they should not have killed the shade first. I will give Grayson credit. He turned around the shade. Good for him. Unfortunately, 38 people died to that. Or 38, 36, right? Like, that was pure comedy. It's incredible how 3 mobs can take on 40 people. This is why people thought that NAXX was so tough. Because you have raids like this.
Or...
They did get hatchet as well. These guys had
I don't
cracked
know
loot.
what else to say besides, like,
Chumlam.
Like, you can't be blaming that on me, bro. Are you serious? I'm gonna try to do...
Oh, it got slowed down. I was like, did he get mentally slower or is it me? No, it's just the speed.
I feel like it was...
So yeah, this is what we talked about before where these guys are like, oh, well, I started stuff off Lothar or Patchwork. Why can't we try those bosses? There's no chance you kill those bosses. In a GDKP, you're incentivized to kill those bosses not because a couple people are after those items, but because you're going to get paid to kill those bosses. If you manage to get them down, you are going to profit because of it. There is a reason for 40 people to want to do something. That doesn't exist in a soft reserve like this. The people that did 2 times reserve on Kiss, all they care about is rolling off this Kiss and then being free with their existence, right? So let's just finish this up here. This hell is almost over. This is great though, watch this.
You know? Give him 100 gold and apologize. Whoa!
So they managed to kill 2 captains. And now they're asking, does anyone know kill order? Unfortunately, these guys do not really know their kill order very well. There's some debate on what you're supposed to do first. In a group like this, I would definitely recommend you to keep the captain out. What happened here is a couple of these ads hit melee or hit the casters, right? So Grass City right there. I'm not sure if Gary, he's not marked as a tank. Looks like it hit Gary for a second here. Gary hits it once, and then it runs onto the square. Square runs and hits Grass City down to 1% health. These captains, they have a charge effect. So this captain just charges and executes this guy that's at 1% health. If someone's low health, it'll target them. So now it just charged into the middle of the raid, and now it is spinning. It is disarmed, but the combination of the fear going out as well as the spin right here is devastating. So again, 4 mobs takes on 40, and kind of looks to me like those 4 mobs did pretty good, right? It's hilarious to me how they're like, separate them, separate them. You want to stack on this. There's only one mob that spins, the skull. That's what you're trying to kill first, right? Why wouldn't you try and stack everything in this situation? They just don't understand basics. So this is the area 2. Lots of trash here. It's going to be rough. So funny. So they don't really know what to do in this room. They managed to kill some captains without a ton of people dying. Hooray. They kill smiths without disaster. Someone's obsessed with War Stomp there. To be fair, on those little ads that ran at healers, War Stomp can be pretty impactful. They go, okay, we don't need to kill that stuff. They pull one side ad, it looks like. They had a good intercept there. That intercept kind of saved them, as well as that Starfire stun. Wow, good Boomkin gameplay right there. Now this is disaster. Again, I love how 2 hours into the raid and they're assigning people tank marks. Kind of sums it up, right? So what goes wrong here? They just don't have any damage. All their casters are stuck on top of mobs that do both fears and stuns, AoE, massive blades of damage. And all the casters here just get walloped. After you have some of these shamans die, they're not able to tremor anymore, and it's just going to get continually worse to deal with fears and stuff like that. A fear from one of the hunters turns into total disasters. So a pet got feared, and it ran into another pack there. So Ganjita's pet, unfortunately, now is going to pull an extra set of mobs here. These shades with their volley are absolutely brutal to deal with. 2 shades are just running loose right now, as well as the Necro Knight. They still haven't finished off that captain, so they're just trying to kite out, get out of the wing right now. Panic running. That moon is still alive, so now they're just getting spun down as they try and get out of the wing. So fortunately for them, they are correct. These mobs will reset when you get out of the wing. Bless. So they do not manage to kill that pack. That pack reset. Shocking to me that these guys don't realize you can pull this middle pack. All that would be needed here is, see this hunter? See where this hunter is? He's ready to do it. He just needs to move forward a little bit more here and hit that shade. Then this pack comes back. They can deal with the easy pack before they deal with the hard pack. But they're going back to their geometry class, or I don't know what they're referencing to figure out how to handle this 4 set of mobs, but it's just taking them a while. Only mobs you can War Stomp or mobs that don't matter. Mostly true. There are a couple mobs that you can War Stomp that are decent, but alright. More raid warnings to get morale going. Let's do it, gang! So they try this pack again. They are disarming a Death Knight that doesn't need to be disarmed. You don't care about disarming the Death Knights. You only care about the captains. They have some beautiful triangle positioning here of one kind of in the front, one to the side, one to the side. So that was pretty good. And they do it. They only have 1 or 2 deaths. They manage to kill enough captains that they complete their Echoes of War quest. All they have to do is go kill monstrosities if they wanted to complete the quest now. Hooray. But they try and skip that pack. And this is what I was talking about before with, if you're in a NAXX late that is this bad, I would do this entire wing. Clear out all that trash on the side. You saw how it wiped them before, right? It's just crazy to me how they don't do that. So they're doing a ready check, and here is the big moment of truth. Look at all the people on this. go back to that. So a whole ton of raiders are on this Kiss of the Spider. And who is going to win it? It definitely would be best for the main tank to win it. Don't see Grayson even on it, which is shocking to me. This is the number one thing that he should be after. But maybe you don't want to go on it when 20 other people are, right? So a hunter is on it with all these different melee DPS. And guess who wins, my friends? It is the hunter. So that is the wonderful bit of karma that we get to see here. At the start, he did not get his dagger and got a little bit of revenge here for that. His first roll was an 8. His second roll was a 99. So the hunter gets Kiss of the Spider. And just let me explain how useless it is. Actually, I won't waste your time explaining how useless it is. We can just talk about hunter DPS, and you get the picture, right? Total in the mud. See you never. And that's the way that soft reserves go, right? You allowed that hunter to reserve it, so he got it, and he won it. And that would make a lot of other melee DPS probably not want to attend this raid if they would know that hunters are able to get that item, right? So, grats to that hunter. A little bit of background on that guy. He's been around for a while. He's definitely going to hold that as a prize out of this demonic raid. And we'll just see how the rest of this raid goes. They roll out the hatchet now. It's just warriors on this. I mean, technically this would be a good item for a hunter as well. Maybe the hunter will try and take it next time. So almost 2 hours in at this point. They've killed 2 bosses. So again, 1 boss per hour is what we're averaging here. First flask is almost done. They're waiting for the patrol. This is good gameplay. They wait for the patrol to leave. And now they pull this pack super far back. There's only 2 mobs that you care about on this first pack here, right? It's just, yeah. There's just 1 captain and 1 regular death knight. That's it. Incredible how 2 mobs are going to be the downfall here. I'll just spoil it. So he drags this fear mob on top of all the casters, which is just not what you want to be doing. I guess all the casters should have been super far back, right? But a couple tremors are impactful, but not enough. They get feared into that side pack that's right next to them that I mentioned they should have cleared, right? Obviously, hindsight's 2020, but this is the second time that they wiped to this. It just doesn't make sense to me. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, right? You really see that in this raid group. These guys are insane. And this is classic for you. It's funny how you can be like, oh, well, I've done Wrath before. I've done Wrath. This is not Wrath. I hope you gain something out of this other than lost brain cells like these poor raiders have. Or a Kiss the Spider. I can't say that for everyone, right? I hope you gain something like that hunter got Kiss the Spider. But anyways, I'm not trying to be too negative. I just want to talk about a rough raid, and this was one of them. So hopefully your raids do not go like this. And again, I just want to make the point, if this was a GDKP, it would be a fundamentally different experience in terms of what the incentives are and the desire to succeed, right? When you have pugs this bad that are soft reserves, you see this all the time. It is a just symptom of the world that we have in the World of Warcraft because Blizzard has banned pugs that are GDKPs. I miss the infrastructure that used to exist. It's been gutted. Less and less alts are created. He goes on into, let's see. I think we're going to see it here. I do just have to mention this as far as like, shoot, I swear it's right here. Dang, I'm not going to be able to find it perfectly. What I'm trying to show is he goes ahead and sells off frozen runes. Yes, here. Frozen runes have died off. They're down to 20 gold each because there's no incentive to get more characters in NAXX, right? The people that have gotten their frozen runes for their gear, they're done. And why make alts when alts are going to be going through this experience? In my eyes, the fresh scene outside of a couple speedrun groups is pretty much dead. It is TBC waiting room at this point. And that makes me sad as someone that really enjoys NAXX Ramus, enjoys watching it. We're not going to be able to watch for much longer because there's just less and less content. So sad times on the fresh server. God bless Era. Blizzard bless Era, please. Don't ruin it like you've ruined so much of the game that we love. But anyways, guys, till next one. If you stuck around for this long for the rant, appreciate you. Was a little ranty today, so had to finish it up. GG's.